not just addicted because you're weak. You're addicted because your brain has been hijacked. Cocaine, alcohol, and even gambling, they rewire your reward system. You're not just chasing highs anymore, you are chasing normal. Let me show you what exactly they do to your brain and how to get it back. In case you guys are new to the channel, my name is Josh McCauley. I'm an online fitness and sobriety coach. I help those going through addiction with cocaine, gambling, alcohol, and to get their life back on track. I'm 25 years old. I struggled with alcohol for probably about 10 years and cocaine a few years, and I destroyed my life by gambling. Within just a year, I paid all my debts back. I got my friends back, and I built my life back. If you're new here, please subscribe, please comment, like. This is a safe zone. You can open up to me and DM me on Instagram if you want to learn more about my program. Today, we're gonna be talking about the neuroscience behind addiction, specifically with cocaine, alcohol, and gambling. We're gonna break it down into those three. A lot of people have an understanding of what addiction might be, but when we really break it down and see how the mind works, because to be honest, more than half the population struggles with some sort of addiction, whether it's fast food, drugs, porn, you could name it, but at least you know someone in your family who struggles with addiction if it's not you. The first portion of this video, we're going to be talking specifically about cocaine, the dopamine hijacker. I've struggled with alcohol almost my whole life, probably since starting around 16, 17. And I didn't find cocaine till around 23, and I fell in love. I was someone who always got sloppy drunk. I numbed out all my feelings. I numbed out all the pain that I had felt. And when I found cocaine, it gave me that confidence. I wasn't getting drunk anymore, and I felt like I was the man. While I was feeling all of this good things and no negative repercussions, they slowly became bad without me even realizing it. Just 6 months in, I was alone in my room. I was using almost every day. I was being nasty to my friends, to my family. I started a nasty gambling addiction, losing over $50,000, and I almost lost my electrical engineering job. But enough about me. Let's get back into the science of what cocaine does to your mind. Basically, what drugs, specifically cocaine, does is it is a chemical that mimics the neurotransmitter of the brain's reward system. The sad truth about it is it provides more reward than doing normal activities like going out on a date, doing exercise, eating food. Ultimately, it can actually alter how your brain communicates with itself. So when I was using all of these drugs, I would have a range of emotions, being an asshole one day, and then when I was on it, I was happy. I couldn't do anything without doing this drug. I went bowling with my mom. I was placing massive sports bets and doing cocaine in the bathroom, and she didn't even know because bowling with my mom wasn't good enough. Which I can look back at now and see how messed up that was. But in the moment, all I was focused on was using. Basically, this drug will eventually give you so much dopamine that your brain stops producing it. So when you don't have this drug and you don't have any dopamine, you have an extreme crash and feels like shit. You get angry, you're mean, you're not yourself. And that's where people struggle to get off because they don't want to face that down. And to be honest, this is one of those drugs where you have a great reward, you're happy, it's the best thing in the world until it's not. I'm telling you, there is a fine line between fun, having a great time, to being alone in your room, scared, controlling your life. Part 2, we're going to be talking about alcohol, the sedative that lies. This was something that I started to use at a very young age. I found comfort in it. I didn't open up to a lot of people, so when I had a problem, when there was arguing at home, I went in my room alone and I drank. I would drink every weekend using it as medicine, not realizing the negative effects that it was having on me. And ultimately, I lost a 5-year relationship because I was a flat out drunk. I tried to get clean on my own for so long. I'd go a month clean, then fall back, a month clean, fall back, and so many bad things happened. I didn't tell anybody for help. I didn't ask anybody for help because I wanted to do it on my own. I'm a strong man. I would be alone and I would try and quit, and all my friends drank, all my family drank. So it was extremely hard for me to quit and find support. First off, let's talk about GABA. Alcohol increases the GABA receptor. GABA is your brain's brake pedal. It slows down your nervous system. Ultimately, when GABA is released, you feel down, you feel relaxed, you feel sleepy. Essential for reducing stress, helping with sleep, and just calming down your mind. Now that you know alcohol increases your GABA receptor, that's why your first drink helps you loosen up. You feel more relaxed, you feel loose. That's why a lot of us use it for social anxiety. You feel more confident, you don't really care. GABA increases too much, that's where you get sloppy words, you're blacking out, you're not physically there. And when you're not drinking, you have to face the reality of not having all of that GABA that you usually do. Now let's talk about glutamine and how alcohol affects it. If GABA is the brake, then glutamine is the gas pedal. Glutamine stimulates the brain, keeps you focused, alert, sharp. You need it for learning, memory, and decision making. Fortunately, alcohol blocks glutamine. That's why it makes poor decision making. Forget parts of the night, you make poor choices. Your brain's balance has been completely thrown off. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. So it's important to note when the alcohol wears off, you have the rebound effect. GABA will plummet and glutamine will skyrocket to overcompensate. This is where crazy hangovers, anxiety comes in. Your relaxing drug is plummeted and your stimulating drug, what makes you alert, is skyrocketing. You are the opposite of relaxed. You are shaking, you're scared, you don't know what to do, but your body is more alert. As you can see, there's more than just a one sip of alcohol or drinking. It messes up the chemicals in your brain. And if you consistently do it over time, it will slowly destroy your brain. For me, I was a binge drinker. I didn't drink every day, but I drank a lot when I did. And I would act a fool. I would black out almost every single time. I would fall asleep with my eyes open. After just a couple drinks, you could see it in my eyes, I was gone. And I'm not just telling you guys these things to scare you. There are some people who can control their alcohol. But you should strongly consider the effects that it has on your brain before you seriously drink or continue to drink, because it has a lot more negative effects than good. The last thing that I want to talk about is gambling. The invisible addiction. Gambling went hand in hand with my cocaine addiction. I was bored in my room, so I was gambling a lot, and I had to gamble a lot of money to get that same rush. It acts in a similar way cocaine does, where it gives you that stimulating rush. I don't know if any of you guys play slots, but your brain gets addicted to that chase, because it's not necessarily about getting the win. It's about potentially getting that win and chasing that. Ultimately, your nervous system will get wired for risk. A lot of times you only hear your friends talking about the wins, not the losses, because when you lose, you feel so much shame, so much guilt, and that's why a lot of people go into extreme depression. Lowest I have ever felt in my life was when I lost $50,000 in a couple months. I was coming down from cocaine, and I had lost a lot of money, and I didn't know there was coming back from it. Gambling is the silent killer that destroys lives, and it doesn't matter how much money you have. If you have $1 million, you're just gonna be betting bigger than someone who's got $100 units. And this is just as chemical as cocaine. It just doesn't come in a bag. To sum all this up, I'm going to be talking about why motivation doesn't work alone. Probably 99% of the people who DM me say, they want advice. They want to see how I got sober, but they're not willing to commit to a program to get better. They think they can do it on their own. See them go a week sober, 2 weeks sober, a month, 2 months sober, but they do not stick with it because they don't have the proper material to get them through it. You have to have support. You have to build a new lifestyle, and you have to understand the effects that these substances have on you. Willpower isn't enough. I can't say this any more than I already have. I'm an extremely disciplined person. When it comes to it, I could eat dried chicken for weeks on end to be healthy. But alcohol, cocaine, and gambling was one thing I could not do on my own. Tried so many times, and each fail led me to feel more shame, more guilt, and it led me down a hole that was scary. That's why when all of these substances hijack your neurotransmitters, willpower is not gonna compete with that. Don't get discouraged. You can have true recovery by rebuilding dopamine, repairing serotonin, and creating a new routine. Detoxing, when you're coming down, you're gonna be having a tough time. That is the consequences of using substances. But you can rebuild that dopamine by doing fitness, by having discipline. Because when you do a challenging task, your brain will reward you. When you do a cold bath, that boosts your dopamine up to 300%. When you go on a long run, you have runner's high. Hard part is you're never gonna have that extreme dopamine hit that you had when you were using substances, but you can get close to it. You can be more in the middle rather than having spikes way up and spikes way down when you're coming down. You can repair your serotonin by improving sleep, your connections with people, and finding your purpose. When you're coming down, you're gonna have a variety of moods, and this will give you more structure. You will feel healthier, and your body will be more intact. Create a new routine. Why is routine so important? It gives you structure. It gives you less time to get into trouble, to be thinking about using again. Ultimately, when you wake up every day and you have something to do, and you have something to do after that, and after that, you will feel good about yourself because you are accomplishing all of these things. Not drinking anymore, laying in bed literally all day, wasting your life sleeping. And with a routine, you have time to find your purpose. You have time to try new things and see what you really enjoy in life. But that's a wrap on the video, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna keep bringing this informative content, letting you guys know how these things affect your brain, how you can get better from it, and how you can't do this alone. You can't do this on strict willpower. You need support, and don't be afraid to reach out like I was. I went to rehab, it helped me. It took me out of the environment I was stuck in, but a lot of people fail when they go to rehab and they get back because they don't have anybody to support them in that environment. Going back in the same environment with the same people who got them there, with this, doing the same things that got them in trouble. What I've done is I took all the things that I've learned at rehab, I continue to learn every day, and I incorporated fitness within that. Not only am I guiding you, I'm working you through sobriety, I'm giving you fitness goals. I'm allowing you to hit that and replace your usage with health. If that's something you're interested in, if you want one-on-one support, DM me start on Instagram. My username's JoshMcCauley_. If you haven't, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and leave a comment, positive or negative. I'm always looking to learn, but thank you guys. Stay tuned.